Hello and welcome to Jamie's Motion Graphics episode 30. Today we're making this. This is more of a demonstration of principles than an actual really good animation, but you can definitely learn something from it and you can definitely use that in your own, well, animations. Let's dive right into it. Okay, here we are in After Effects. Let us get some compositions going. New composition. This is going to be, let's call it Snowflake. We are going to make some items first, and then we're going to unite them into one. It's not going to be 1280 by 720. It's going to be 128 by 720. Which is going to result in something... No, that's not what I wanted. I wanted it the other way around. I should have thought about this. So what I want is 1280 by... what shall we make of this? Hang on, 360, 180, I guess. I don't know if that's good enough, but we can always scale it down further. Anyhow, what we're going to make is we're going to make a snowflake, and then we're going to duplicate that. So to make the snowflake, we're in fact going to go into a new composition. So just straight off making a new composition, which is going to be 180 by 180. I actually should have named this one Snowflake. And the other one should be called Snowflakes with an S, because that is going to be a layer made out of snowflakes. So we're going to design a single snowflake by just double clicking the Start tool and come on. Oh, I had to select my composition. That would actually be useful. It's supposed to fill the entire thing, which I'm not sure why it didn't, but we can fix that. That's the advantage of this shape layer. First of all, 6-sided, and now it does fill the entire thing, so completely fixed. Let's duplicate the polystar and make this into a black one, so the same color as the background basically. And then we're going to deal with that. So as you can see, this will work like that, and then the transform we have to rotate by 30 degrees. And then what I have is basically a subtraction mask, only this one can be edited. So that's the big difference. You can see it looks like this now. Now all we need to do is make some kind of inside, and then we kind of have our first snowflake. So you can make it as complex as you want. I currently am just going to put in a new star. And this one is going on top of the other one. You can put them in the same layer. I am not going to do that because I might want to change colors on them. So let's make this 6 as well. Make it smaller, inner radius smaller, outer radius smaller. Something like that would be good. So this one, the outer radius has to be 45 because that's where the other one ends. And this one has to be, I don't know, let's just try some values and see what happens. This actually looks nice. Could also go for something like this. I don't know. That actually looked terrible. So I think I like something like this, and then I can make another one in here. So duplicate once again. And yeah, since this one is now on top, I have to edit that. So polystar 1 is going to be... oh, hang on. I have to duplicate the polystar, not the polystar path. So yeah, now it does show up on top. I was wondering about that, but hey, it answered its own. It answered my question before I even asked it. So yeah, once again, we're going to just do some stuff to it, make it a little bit smaller, so that's in the path, and just make the inner radius, well, first of all, the outer radius has to be smaller, and then the inner radius as well. Make it just into something that you find attractive. I don't know. You can of course make it like this and put something else in between or in the gaps. I'm going to make it like this and then adjust Polystar 1 a little bit because I'm not actually convinced that this is the right shape. Something like this would be nice. Okay, so this is going to be my snowflake. It is going to have two colors, in fact, so currently it only has one. I'm going to delete the stroke here, so just click it and hit the delete key. I just don't want them to mess up my my design I made if something goes wrong in my coloring. So the outside thing should stay like this, and the inside should be a little bit brighter. So go to Polystar 1 on the second one. It's over here. And then go to Fill and just pick a lighter color. Not too light, but at least a little bit lighter. We're going to color them later. It should all be fine. So now we're going to drop in some snowflakes over here. As you can see, they're immediately in the middle. So that is excellent. Just duplicate, hit position, and just set it to 180 more. If you're having trouble, well, calculating that, just click this, go behind the 640, and just do plus 180. There you go. It's as easy as that. Then duplicate this, go to position, go to this, do plus 180, and yeah, we only need one more on that side, so just duplicate, go to position, and say plus 180. I think I hit the minus there, so plus 360. There you go. So that's all we need for that side. Now let's go to the other side and just hit the same thing, only then minus 180. So just go there, should be easy enough. Just hit the P, click it, go behind it, minus 180, duplicate, position, minus 180. And there you have it, an entire row of these snowflakes. And yeah, all we need to do now is, well, basically animate it and color it. So what we're going to do is, instead of doing this, so animating here or doing something, we can actually just go to a new composition, which is going to be 1280 by 720. And we are going to just plop our snowflakes in here. So this is going to be renamed composition, no, not composition, draft design. So this is not our final design yet, but it's going to be the draft, which means that we can do things with this, like we can put multiple layers of snowflakes. I only want one, but we can just use this to do intermediate effects, effects that only affect one layer, whereas here I would animate the snowflake itself. Here I could do the entire layer, and this one is basically not used for any animations because it would become very, well, inconvenient to go to this layer every time. It's way easier to either go on the original, and here you can actually animate this one and this one, so separately. And yeah, unless you wanted to have each snowflake do something different, which is definitely not what we want, because it would kind of disturb what we're trying to do, you are better off doing it either over here or on the original. So on the original, as I said, if you want this one to do something yeah, relative to this one. So if you want to rotate them, you do that on the original, not on this one, because you can't. If you rotate this, the entire layer will rotate, as I will show you here. So like this. That's not what we want. So what we want here is we want offsets. There you have it. Just drop it on the snowflakes. And we're going to animate the shift center 2. And currently we're at 1. We're going to go to, let's say, 5 seconds. And 500. and we're going to say, let's move it to, I don't know, currently it's at 640, so let's move it to 640 plus, hang on, 640 plus 1280. There you go, 1920. What we do now is we slowly move right. It seems really quick, but I'm sure it's not that quick. But yeah, what we do is we move right, and then we can, of course, recycle the whole animation after 5 seconds if we want to, because that is for our final design to decide that kind of thing. But for now, all we do is just move it around, and I can in fact make the snowflakes rotate. As I said, it's fairly easy to do. What you need is you just hit the R, you go to, well, the first one, the first frame, you set this to, well, you set the stopwatches, you go to the 5 second mark, let's go to 5 seconds, and we, for example, set this to 180, which means a very slow rotation because it's from top to bottom, takes 5 seconds, so that's a very slow rotation. And what it will look like is this. You're kind of just rotating them. Now if you want like this one to rotate clockwise, this one counterclockwise, this one clockwise, yeah, then you need to remove it here and put it on in this layer. So we can do that as well. It would actually be nice, but I hope people understand the difference in, well, what you need to do, how and where and such. You just need to put it in a place where it's most useful. So let's put it to 5 seconds. Page up, page down, for those of you not aware how to do that. We're going to set this to 180, and then we're going to deselect some of the layers with the control key, and we're going to say minus 180 to those. So now it's plus 180, minus, plus, minus, plus, minus. The only thing I need to see is whether this is correct. No, it's not here. These two are going in the same direction, as you can see. So I need to make sure that that is fixed. I need to, in fact, just put them into order, the order they're supposed to be in, which is this one is supposed to be over here, and then this one is supposed to be over here. I'm just sorting them by where they are on the screen. Now they're actually ordered, so now we should go to the rotation. Go plus, minus, plus. This one has to be minus. This one has to be plus. This one as well. So this one, 180, and this one, minus 180. Okay, so this should be better, hopefully. Let's see. So these two still rotate in the same direction. I don't get it. Yeah, that's the outer one, second one, third one, fourth one, fifth one, 6, 7. And what did I screw up? I was on the wrong spot. Okay, that is excellent. That's what you get for not paying attention. So zoom in. Oh. Pick up these points and just move them over, and it should be fine. So yeah, that's what you get for not paying attention, and that's why you always need to pay attention when you're doing something. So currently, this seems fine. Yeah, so now we have rotating snowflakes and in a moving layer, as you can see. And if the 5 seconds aren't enough, you can make it more, because it's so you can basically make the movement less. That's what I'm trying to say. So you have repeating things every 180 pixels. So as long as you make this what was it, 640 plus a number of 180 movements, so for example 180 times 3, 4. Let's take 4. Then that would be fine as well. As you can see, it will just move slower, but it will still end up at the same position it started. There is a little bit of an issue with this one. There's a little bit of a gap between them for some reason. And I'm guessing that's, yeah, it's the first one. Okay. Also don't know why it's not doing multiples. Plus 180 times 4, I said. Yeah, it doesn't understand the times 4 for some reason. Let's see, 640. That means it's in the middle. And then the ends would have to be. So the new one that comes in here has a little bit of an issue with the distance. So yeah, what would this be? This would be 1380. That is not a good number. Let's just make it 1280. It's not the right number either, but at least we know now where we are, and we can add 90, and that's where we need to be. But yeah, there's still this little gap we need to address. And to do that, we need to understand what's going on. And in the snowflakes here, it should tell us that. Here, the problem is that these are not actually connected. Yeah, these are actually on the same place. But because these are 180 wide, there's a little bit of a gap here and there. And that little gap plus that little gap makes up for the entire thing. That's because we have 1280 here, and 1280 is not, it cannot be divided by 180. Here it's 7.111, so we have to do 0.111 times 1280. It means there's 142 pixels left. Yeah, so we kind of get screwed by that. That's not good, of course. This is a wrong calculation as well. So what that means is we have kind of a problem with the 1280 and 180, because if we do 1280 divided by 180, we get 7.111, which means that only 7 of them fit, and then we have 0.1 times 180 is 20 pixels remaining. And we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of them, so we can't divide them up evenly. Yeah, we'll just have to do it in a different way. I guess we can make it so that, what did I say, 20 pixels? I forgot. It's 1280, no, it's 0.1 times 180, 20 pixels. Divided by 7 means that we have 2.85 pixels each. Okay, so we're going to just move them over. So -2, I guess. Let's hit the position here. And yeah, this is going to be very annoying, but that's the way it is sometimes. Let's do this one at a time. So it has to move 2 over, so that's 98. Then both of them have to move 2 over, which is 278. And this one becomes 96. And then we have probably 3. There's probably a way to do this better, but I think if we do -3 on all of them, then we should have this fixed. Then we do, this one stays, this one goes +3. So now we have 3, 5, 7. +5, This one +5. Come on. Oh, this should be +7. Yeah, they're close to the edge now. They're not on the edge. Hang on. So this is 2, 4, 7, 10, 13, 15, and then we have 5 pixels still between it. So we should put this one to 6, this one to 2. And we have 3 pixels between it, and that is good enough. So now it should result in the same, well, 1 pixel, there's 1 pixel difference in some of them, between some of them. We're not going to notice that. Anyhow, so now that we solved the mid thing, so the little bit of a gap that was in there, we're going to be able to color it. Let's put oh no, let's put it straight on here. We're going to put the curves on here. So the curves are going to be on top of the offset. And the curves are going to color this, I don't know, something red, no green. Oh, that is terrible. Let's add the green back in. There you go, that's better. So it's not going to be this terrible color for the entire time. But yeah, you can of course change the colors and such, but what we're going to do is we're going to take a mask now. First we're going to duplicate this. Then we're going to take a mask and we're going to take some of it. So let's say this part is going to be this color, and the other part is going to be a completely different color. So let's reset that, and you can see the effect now. Let's make it into something red and no blue. So it's a slightly different color. We can of course make the mask expansion a little bit in the minus so that we have that. We can feather it out if we want to by a few pixels, and then we get this effect. Let's feather it out by a few more. We get this effect, which is when it rotates, it kind of looks like a line, and that's exactly, well, the feather is way too much here. 15. Yeah, we still want the middle color to be different from the outside color. So it looks like this. You can of course make completely different colors, so if you want to make this like bright green in the middle, that's fine too. So yeah, let's in fact see how that works, because I would like to have a little bit more color in this. Like that. Okay, it's not green, but it'll do. If you want to have green, of course, we can add in the blue and then remove the red. I think I added a little bit too much blue. Let's remove some of the blue. Seems that the blue has been a little bit over enthusiastic there. And then maybe even lower the RGB, because it seems that I did touch that. And make it something like this, so that you actually see the difference. And you can see how that works. Okay, so as I said, this is our draft design, so this is just where we put everything together, and then in the final design we can edit the overall values. But yeah, Snowflake was our first thing to make. Let's create another one. So I'm going to close these two, and we're going to create a new, I guess, shape layers. Shape layers, fine. Oh, sorry. First, a new composition. That one is going to be called. What can we make that's easy? A tree is going to be Christmas theme, which kind of sounds right because it's midsummer. So yeah, that sounds about right. Composition settings, I kind of forgot. We need to make them 180 by 180 as well. You can do whatever you want with this, of course. You don't have to make it 180 by 180. You can also make it 180 by 360 or something similar. That is fine. So what we're going to do here is we're going to take one of these stars. We're going to tune them down to 3, and then we're going to put it up top here. That's number 1. Then number 2. Let's be a little bit bigger. Yeah, I'm going to put them in place later. That's number 3. Let's put them where they should be. This is about right. So it will look a little bit like this. It has to be tuned a little bit, obviously. We don't need stroke, so just delete that. Makes it less messy. And the fill is going to be edited later, no problem. So let's make the fill into something green though. So yeah, this one and this one need to be the same color, I guess. Although you can vary the color, of course. If you say like, yeah, I don't want the same color for all 3 of my layers, I want them to be slightly different, then that is fine too. It's all up to you. Yeah, then if you do it like this, then you do need to make sure that the top one is, well, in fact the top one, and not the bottom one like it is for me. Why is this not working? Let's close all of this down. Let's make this over here and this over here, and then the colors will actually be used the way they're intended. So the path then, yeah, the rotation needs to be 0 for all of them. The position can be used later, but yeah, this is the most important one. For example, we start off with 10, and we want this to be, why is this so weird? Okay, so we want this to be, let's say, 20. Then the inner radius has to be 10 because it's a halfway point. And we go to number 2, which has similar problems. No, not the fill, I want the path. So this one, the outer radius, it was 20 on that one. Let's make it 40 here. And you can, of course, use the little bit of a, well, thingy that it makes if you want to, but I really don't want to. And we want the rotation to be 0. I don't think that this is the right one, but yeah, we'll see. You just, we're going to make a Christmas tree here. And hopefully it will turn out okay. So this has to be 30, this has to be 60, and then we're going to put them in the same spot because that would be great. Let's select everything. Well, by doing this, I guess that's the easiest way. Select everything, and then we go to the, not the path, I wanted to go to the transform, sorry. Set everything to 0 here, so the x has to be 0 on all of them. For some reason it's at 2. And let's say we want it to be over here for our first one. And then for the second one, we want to be a little bit lower. Maybe over there. And then the third one. Yeah, you can, of course, make this way more perfect than I'm doing now. I'm doing it just by hand. You can, of course, do it in whatever way you find most pleasing. I'm going to do it like this, though. Seems fine. Let's make a little bit of a trunk underneath it. Rectangle tool. I'm going to make it like this. It, of course, has to go into the, well, why is it over here? Well, let's just make it a new layer. If it wants to make a new layer, who am I to say no? Let's first of all make it a nice brown color. Brown is with the oranges, for those of you unaware of that. We're going to put this one up top so that the tree is actually over the trunk, which it should be. And we're going to set all of the transforms. So 0 on this one. It already has 0 rotation, it seems. Yeah, no, it's fine. I guess the Y value is fine. So this is my my Christmas tree, and maybe we want to edit something on it. So we can, for example, add some lights to it or something like that. I don't know. For now, this seems fine. So let's accept this as being our design. Then we're going to make a new composition called threes, multiples, and of course I forgot to make this. Width is 1280, height is 180, and now we're going to fill our trees into, well, this. Yeah, let's just put them in. There's really nothing else to do. So tree in the middle, then duplicate that with position plus 180. Actually, plus 3. Duplicate position. Oh, plus 182, and then the last one, duplicate position plus 183. There you go. Same here. Duplicate position minus 640 minus 183. Duplicate position minus 182, and then duplicate position minus 183. And that should all work. Well, apparently I have a layer selected, or a mask selected instead of this. Yeah, so now it looks like this, and we're going to put that into our draft design. So let's put trees into here with the snowflakes. Put it up by 180. Position. I don't know, something like that. We could also put them minus 180, so minus 360 now. Put them above it. I think underneath it is fine. So yeah, we can make one more for up top here. You can of course change the value so that this fits in horizontal direction perfectly. And you also don't have to do 7 in a row. You can also do 6. As long as it fits, then it's fine. Let's say we make a new composition and we actually fit this 1280 like in it, I don't know, divided by, I don't even know what to make out of this. 5 would definitely fit. So yeah, now we have this kind of a composition, and as you can see from the composition settings, it is now 256 by 180. Yeah, you can also make it bigger. At this point it doesn't really matter too much, but yeah, you can see how that works. I just typed the divided by 5 and it automatically sets it to the amount that you wanted. So let's say we wanted to have a different design. I don't know, let's stay in the Christmas spirit here. And we're going to add a Christmas, well, Santa, I guess, to it. It's all good. I'm just going to draw something very roughly. You can do it better if you want to. Polygon tool. Let's make a triangle. So this is going to be my Santa. He's going to have eyes and such, don't worry. So that's one eye, two eyes. Let's give him a little bit of a nose. He tends to like that. Yeah, let's make the polygon tool into a nose. And then a smile. Yeah, we can make a triangle smile. Sure. Actually, let's make it into more of a 5-point smile. Yeah, we're going to edit those, obviously. That should be obvious. Okay, let's... It kind of screws up my where am I feeling, but... Okay, something like that. This is going to be our Santa, and it's going to be over here. Hopefully I can edit this, I don't even know, but even if I can't, it should be fine. So let's start with the first ellipse. That is the actual head. I don't need a stroke, so let's not bother that. 80, a little bit bigger. That's all I want. Rectangle path, it seems fine. So let's keep it that way. The polystar then, let's delete the strokes. The polystar, that's actually the triangle. I would like to edit the path if I can, but I don't think I'm actually allowed to. We can, by the way, make the inner or the radius a little bit bigger. Oh, where did my inner radius go? I don't know, maybe I can do it like this, yeah. So make it a little bit more of a, well, Santa hat. We also want to set this all to 0, so the position to 0 for every one of them. The X position, that is. The Y position, of course, should not be 0, because that would be weird. Okay. It should have a little pom-pom on its head. Okay, let's make it a literal thingy. Yes. We're going to color it as well, but for now I'm just trying to get this thing in shape. Let's make them 12. And so the second one, these are the eyes, in case you were wondering. We're going to make the second one 12 as well. And we're going to set the Y transform to the same value. He doesn't have hair yet. That's also something that I should probably do. Let's set the X position to 14. Oh, this seems to be good. Okay, 12, and then the other ellipse. Where are you? This ellipse 2. Yes. So this one we have the position. Okay, here we don't have the position yet. So this should be 12 as well. And then let's set this to -8. No, -12, -14. Yeah. Now it's at least similar, but it's way too far apart. So -10 and +10. Now it's too close together. Excellent! 12, whatever. -12. That's just what you're going to get. So the polystar, this is the nose, I believe. So stroke can get out of here. His nose should probably be a little bit bigger. Oh, that's not that. That's, yeah. 120, so that it's like, well, actually 0 would be the same. Yeah. It should be a little bit bigger. The eyes are 12. Okay, that's way too big. Yeah, that's good enough. I guess I'm just going to keep it like that. Position 0. And then the Y position, yeah, that's just something I need to estimate. It seems about right. It doesn't matter. Everything needs to move down because the ice should be over here. But hey, it's a Santa. Who cares? Doesn't have to be realistic. Then the last one, well, not the actual last one I just noticed, but this is the mouth. It should have a roundness, yes. So let's make it into, wow, that's actually cool that you can do that. So let's set that to 0. Yeah, I thought I would be able to edit this, but apparently I can't, so I'm going to just delete this entire thing. So I'm going to have to draw a new mouth, but that should not be a problem. Which one's this? Oh, this is on top. Yeah. The star. Let's set the x value to 0. The y value seems to be about right. Although it's not in the middle for some reason. See that? It's not in the middle, so let's go to the head, or the triangle here, and set this one to 0. It is at 0. Does it also have no rotation? This is kind of strange. I did not expect this. But I'm also not going to fuss about it. I fuss about way too much, so I'm just going to pick it up, put it in its place. No, just let me have this one. Put it over there. Apparently this is the right spot. And we have to draw a new mouth. So that is okay. Yep. We only need a few points for that, so let's make one here, and one here, and one here. Close it. So yeah, it needs to be adjusted a little, but it should be fine. I don't know where the rest has gone, but apparently it doesn't want to show me everything at the same time, because that would be crazy. Okay. Yeah, that's fine. It's just a simple drawing. I don't really care. Let's color the entire thing. This is the mouth, so let's go for that first. To make that into a nice reddish color. There you go. The next one is, oh, I was apparently already at the second one. Yeah, I didn't extend this one yet. Let's make this into the nice red color. A little bit darker. There you go. This one has to be white. We're going to put some fill in the nose. Does he have a red nose? Or maybe, yeah, something like this would be good enough. I don't want him to be drunk. These are the eyes, right? Yeah, so the eyes should be white. I'm going to draw some more eye parts there, but now these are white, and the head rim is white. Don't know where that is, but just the head itself, that should be red. The rectangle should probably be on top of the triangle. Well, not probably, it should be. So rectangle. There you go, better. The ellipse fill then, that is the head itself. I don't even know where to find this color. Okay, here, this should be a good color. Yeah, let's move it over a little. So this one we're going to move upwards a little. Like this. Now I'm so... It's such a shame that I put everything in the same layer, because now it's so hard to move things around without having to do too much work. The two ellipses, the rectangle, which one is that? That's not the one I wanted. No, this one and this one. They need to be moved up a little. And then this random shape to be over here. And now I'm going to make a new shape layer, because I'm kind of getting tired of all this stuff. We're going to make a little bit of a circle, a little bit of a circle here. Actually, let's make one and then duplicate it. Way better. No stroke, and fill needs to be black. And then we're going to duplicate it. And move it to the right. Okay, so this is our Santa. He should still have hair. Come on, be real. Yeah, this should be in a new shape layer. New shape layer. Although it would have probably been better if I didn't pick a shape layer there. But, so Santa still needs some hair. Okay, let's change the color a little bit, because he's not that gray. And I'm going to hide it underneath the head, of course, because we're going to go underneath all of this. Well, above this, I guess. We have to. Yeah, I have to take out the face itself, because otherwise that is not good. Or the rectangle can be taken out as well. Yeah, that works. So now I can draw on top of the face without disturbing, well, the hairline in this case. So yeah, one more, because he still needs a beard of some kind. So yeah, that's about right. Up to here. I have no clue what I'm doing here. I'm just trying to make kind of a squiggly line. Go up, go down. Okay, move these out a little bit so that it covers the entire face. Can I make these into... Yes, I can. Cool. Makes it a lot easier to do this. Okay, this one is going over here. It's going to be converted as well, because, well, now I can actually adjust this a lot easier. Where's the other one? Oh, that is the other one, right? Yep. Okay, so a little bit like this, and maybe move around these things in front of his mouth a little bit so that we can see that, but also kind of keep up the coverage. Ugh, where's my shape? Come on. Give me back my shape. There we go. Yeah, a little bit of extra thing here. Okay. It's a little bit too jagged, I guess, compared to the other side. Now let's give him a mustache. So I'm going to make the mustache a little bit of a different color than the rest of his things, just so you can see the difference. So that all of the detail I'm putting in here has not gone to waste. Yeah, let's make a little bit of a zigzag line, just like with the beard. Only now I can see what I'm doing, because my white is drawing on to the top here, not over the mouth. Okay, so let's give that a little bit of a different shade of white. No. Okay, let's see. Let's see what we got. Okay, that's our holiday guy. Okay, seems fine. And yeah, if you want to draw something different, obviously that's fine too. So currently what I made here is I made the composition so that it fits 5 times into the overall composition. So let's rename this Santa and then make a new composition. You know this by now. 1280 by 180. Rename it, well, I should have done that straight away, but Santa's. So we put Santa into this composition and then just duplicate it until we're done. So hang on, let's duplicate it 5 times. Pick up these, say plus 265, and then pick up 1 plus 265. Pick up these two, hit P, minus 265, and then pick up 1, minus 265. So now we have 5 and they fit exactly, so we can do whatever we want with them. And we can, for example, make his eyes move. That would be cute, right? Let's see, which one was that? I think that's the top one. It actually has the 2 things in it, yes. And we're going to go to ellipse path, I think it is, yes, and here we're going to go to position. You can also go to the transforms, and it has the same position in it. So I guess we're going to go to those. No. In fact, we're going to go to this one, because this one is set to 0, so it's easier to see where we're coming from instead of the broken number that we had here, 14.3, 11.5. Yeah, that means nothing to me. So yeah, we have both of them. Let's hit the U. So that's the only thing we have left. And then we're going to 3 seconds. And we're going to say, okay, 3 seconds later, this thing, or both of them, will move at the same time. So select both of the positions. And we're going to the left. Okay, apparently it doesn't work like that. -5. Okay, -5. And halfway through, I want them to be, because now it does this, but I want it to go through the bottom part. So at 1:15, we want to be -2 here. Oh, +2. And then here at 4:15, I believe that is then. Yes, copy these. Copy both of these. And so now we have this movement. Okay, I screwed it up. I noticed, don't worry. I'll fix it. Just take the originals and copy those to there. So now we have this movement. And now all we need to do is set the first and the last and the middle one to easy ease. The rest shouldn't be easy ease because we want the movement to continue there. Otherwise it breaks in the middle and that would be weird. So currently it looks something like this. It's a very simple movement. I just wondered if it could be done. It's quite easy actually. So the position then, we kind of get a little bit of a wiggle there in the bottom here. This wiggle, I mean. For some reason it has a little bit of a wiggle. And normally we can click the position and adjust the keyframes, but it seems that shape layers do not have such things. So instead we're going to select all of them, right click, keyframe interpolation, go to spatial interpolation, and you can see continuous Bezier. That's not what we want linear. There you go. And now that little thing is gone. So it no longer is an issue, and that's because, well, it tries to think for you and fails hard every single time. Anyhow, we can also add some stars if we wanted to. Let's take the star tool, take a new layer in fact, just make some stars. Obviously these are going to be 5-point stars, because those are the only stars that really exist, man. Yeah, just go to, oh no, we can paint on, it doesn't matter. Just make some stars. Since they're all in the same layer, it's gonna be fine. I could even put one behind him. Or more. Because we're going to just move the layer behind everything else. One more over here. Okay, that's enough. Now we're going to just take the fill here, make it into something yellowish, maybe even get the stroke back up. So click on the, whoa, What just happened? Okay, I don't know what happened there, but that was insane. Make it into something like white or something. I don't know. 1 pixel. Apparently it only did one of them. I thought it would color the entire thing. But yeah, that just means that we're going to have to do it again. Unfortunately, it already took our colors. And all we need to do is reapply them. So yeah, the white stroke, probably not a good one. Let's make it into gray. Is that better? I said, let's make it into gray. It's a little bit better. We could also make it into white and feather it. I'm assuming I can do that. Select all once again, make it into white. And can I feather this? No, it doesn't understand what feather is, but it would have been great. I think I can do it, but I have to do it one by one. It's a little bit bright now, but yeah. So this is what it looks like, and then in our draft design we're going to take the Santas, plop them in here, and move them somewhere, like up top. And then, well, we should move the entire thing up top, to be honest. So this should be 0. Oh, okay, 90 apparently. Then the snowflakes. Yeah, we have 2 layers of snowflakes, so make sure they have the same position. This one should be minus, I want to say 90. Yeah, that seems about right. So 270 on this one as well. This one should be 0. Oh, sorry, that's the wrong one. This one should be 450 then. Yeah, and now we can have one more underneath it. Because remember, we did do that with... we did make this screen, or we split it into 4, because every one of these is 180. So yeah, there's that. So yeah, we have one animation currently. We're going to do more, but let's first draw a 4th one. Make a new composition. Make it, I don't know, 180. No, not 180. It's 1280, so it's 128. Then we have 10 next to each other, so it has to be something small. I'm not actually sure that's a good plan. So 256 once again then. So we have 5 of them. I'm going to just make a simple something and just plop it on there. I don't know. Don't even know what it is. Just going to continue on with it then. Yeah, let's just continue here, I guess. So yeah, just a shape. It has nothing to do with the holidays in this case. Yeah, which is kind of a shame. I was having a good theme going. So yeah, I'm just going to make some kind of shape. It doesn't really matter what it is. We can animate it if we want to. Don't think we're going to, but we can. And I just want to make something that is, well, fitting into, or that fits into the rest of the design. Okay, this side seems about filled, so let's make a little more here. Okay, that seems about right. Let's change the entire color, so the entire contents. Can we just select all with Control A? Apparently we cannot. Just select all of them, make the fill into something gray so we can color it later. A little white line, yeah, that's fine. Don't really care. Okay, so this one is going to be shape. And we're going to make a new composition called shapes. You guessed it, 1280 by 180. I'm going to put shape into shapes. And then duplicate, rotate by 180. And put the position to +256. Just to make a little bit of a different feel. Position -512. And then let's duplicate the original. Position -512, and let's duplicate the same one. Position +512. So it's a little bit more variation because I rotate by 180, but it's not a terrible deal. So if you want to move parts of these, part of this design, you want to go into this layer. If you want to animate these things as a whole, so the block, you go in this one. And if you want to do the whole, row, you go into the draft design in this case. And we're going to just plop in the shapes. Put it to, I don't even know. Let's see. So let's do +360 and then -90, I guess. There we go. So it's it doesn't really fit yet. It might never fit, but we'll see. We're going to, for now, put the curves on it, try to make some kind of color out of it. So all of them are going to get the same color. As I said, you can change the separate colors, but then you would have to do it in the one we had previous. Yep, there we go, a little bit of yellowish. Yeah, okay, now we can do some interesting stuff. First of all, let's duplicate, not the curves. Let's duplicate this one and get a similar effect to the snowflakes. But then with a different setup, I guess we can add some red in this second one. And remove some of the blue, because the blue was already removed. We need to add the blue and then remove the red and the green. Make it into something more of a purple color. Yeah, that's fine. It doesn't really fit with the whole theme that we had going, but I guess if we have to. That's probably a better color. So we now have two colors, and we're going to just take the top one, put a mask over it, and the mask is going to be like this. I'm going to hit F and feather it out. Well, that's a lot. Let's do 20 pixels. See the effect of that. Yeah, you can see there's a little bit of an overlap. We're going to make it a little bit bigger. Apparently 50 pixels is good. So yeah, we can of course just keep it like this, but that would be lame. So we're going to take the mask, we're going to take the mask path, and we're going to move that over the, we had 5 seconds, right? So 5 seconds in, it should be back where it is. So let's do that, and then 2.5 seconds. It should actually be in the bottom part. And you can make this however you want, of course. I just want it to be clear that you can do stuff with this. So we're going to put it into the bottom part. And then what it's going to do is it's going to move downwards. And then it's going to move upwards. Very spectacular stuff. I know you've never seen something like this before. But yeah, that's the way it is sometimes. So I'm going to select all of them and make them into easy ease keyframes. And then we can actually use the offset here as well. So just put the offset on the layers. And I'm wondering if I can actually put that on, I don't know, but on an adjustment layer that we're going to put just above the shapes. Because if we can, let's see if it actually works. Yeah, so now we only have to type in one value to get both of the layers to do exactly the same thing, which is excellent. So yeah, we're going to move this from 0 to 5 seconds. We're going to move it to minus, I don't know. Let's move it to 0 or something like that. No, 0 is terrible because that's in the middle of something. Minus 128. There you go. So now we have two layers moving opposite directions. We can of course move the other layers as well. Let's put the offset command on all of them, just so we have more of a movement going on. Yeah, shift center from, oh, that's not where we wanted to do that, from 0 to 5 seconds. And move it to, I don't even know. No, let's make a different move for this one. Hit U. We're going to go to this, set a movement point, and then set a movement point at 5. And then in the middle of this, we're going to switch directions. So it's going to move to the right first, and then to the left. It's all good. It doesn't really matter. Plus 256. So it moves with the snowflakes first, and then it's going to move with the bottom row. I don't know why, but it just does. That's just the way it is with these things, man. Just have a mind of their own. Anyhow, let's copy this this effect onto the Santas. Hit U, and unfortunately it only copied one of them. There you go. And instead of going to the right and then to the left, this one's going to go to the left and then to the right. Yeah, I know, lame, but effective. Let's put half a Santa on screen so we can actually see the effect a little bit better. So this is what it looks like now. I think I need to switch the trees to do something well, slower. They're actually slower than the other one, I guess. But yeah. So you can see that the eyes on the Santa, I don't know if that's actually visible on your resolution, but the eyes of the Santa are moving as well. So you can see here that they're moving, but they're only moving once, it seems. Okay, so let's go back to the Santa and select all the layers. I don't know which it's on. Hit U, And there you see which one is on. So we're going to have to copy paste this onto multiple so we can actually see it a little bit better. So I'm never going to make it longer than where we are now, so I'm never going to make it longer than 24 seconds. So yeah. Draft design, let's see. What do we have? We have everything to 5 seconds. So we can copy all of this and put it back on here. Oh, that doesn't work. Right. Because why would we make something that actually works like that? Yeah, this one is not going to work like that. I'm going to have to go to 15 seconds and make the amount just a lot bigger. So the amount is currently, hang on, minus 640, 730 apparently. Don't know why. But yeah, let's say 640 plus 1280. How fast is that? I don't know. Where we're going to put the same amount on the other layer because obviously they need to stay together. 1920. Yeah, so they are staying together now, and that is great because that's what we want. And let's copy paste these Santa movements. 10, 15. This one is once again one of those movement thingies. And we're going to move it to minus 1280, I don't know, something. Okay, I don't know if this is the same one as we had in the beginning. Yeah, we did. It is. So, might not be exactly the same one, but at least I can loop it if I want to. So the last one, I think... No, we have 2 shape layers. Okay. But the other one doesn't have an animation on it, so yeah, it is the last one. And now everything should run for the entire time. Okay, let's say this is our design. Now we're going to make final design, and it's obviously not going to be this. It's going to be 1280 by 720, and it only has to be 15 seconds long. I'm going to make it 1501, just so I have control. Well, I can reach the last key points if I need to. Projects, let's put our draft design in here, and all we want to do here is some color correction, maybe some background stuff, because we don't have a background yet, but nothing major. So for example, I can make everything brighter if I want to. I can also make parts of it brighter. Actually, brighter would not be good in this case. Just reset. A little bit more green would be cute though. Maybe a little less red, or maybe a little more red, I don't even know. Yeah, red seems to be fine. So just color correct it a little bit because, well, I'm going from this to this, You can see that it's a little bit brighter. We can also make a background, as I said. So we're going to do that. New solid. Same thing. Oh, it doesn't matter. We're going to make a 4-color stuff anyway. My favorite, man. My favorite for backgrounds. Generate 4-color gradients. Is a little bit too hip for me. I'm going to make it dark because all of our colors are kind of light. Oh, actually, green is not bad as a color. I'm going to take 4 earthy tones and see what we can create with that. The 4th one is going to be more of a green one as well. There you go. Switch off this layer so we can actually flip this around a little bit. Make it into a less designed background, or less symmetrical background, I guess. So the green background might actually be decent. We can also change the opacity if we want it to be a little bit darker. Okay, so this would be our final design then, and you can see that it's yeah, it has these black things in it now. So that is because I drew on with black, and then, well, they're still there. So if we want to remove them, we go to the draft design. We go to the snowflakes. Hang on. We go to the snowflakes, which is the, well, both layers will have it, I guess. And we're going to just put those to screen. That should solve it. Let's hope it does. Final design, they're still there. Let's put screen on this. There you go. Now they're gone. I don't even know if I need to do that on the previous one, but the thing is, if you don't mind them, then yeah, just leave them in. I did distort the colors a little bit, so I might want to do something there. Because screen is a different, well, transfer mode than the others, which means that it also applies differently. And yeah, you screw up your colors a little bit with it. Might as well go here. It's just as easy. Just go to Effect, Color Correction, and then, for example, Brightness and Contrasts. We can actually change the color with this as well. Make a little bit more contrast. Maybe I don't know. Can do that before or after the curves. In this case, it doesn't matter apparently. So we can up the brightness, and then, wow, apparently they're not gone. They're still there. I really don't see them though. So I don't know why they would recolor. I don't know. So yeah, I've shown you several things here now, even though it may be like subtle. But yeah, we have an animation that's partially colored. We have an animation that rotates 2 different ways at the same time. We have an animation that's just set in the beginning with the eyes. We have the entire rotation of the entire layer. By the way, we can also put this on a cylinder if we want to. So that could be a fun effect as well. CC cylinder, just put it on there, and then you have a cylinder. It could be cute. I don't know. Let's make it into something big enough. 200. Let's see how that works. 250. Yeah, okay. So yeah, we can do something like this as well. Make the what's it called? Scale a little bit smaller in the Y direction. Oh, that doesn't work like that. The height of the cylinder then. Anyhow, you can see that you can do that as well. If you want to make something like this, I have a whole tutorial for that. So I'm not going to explain that again. But it's a rotating nightlight. You can just apply this texture to the nightlight, and then, yeah, it works as well. So yeah, we have this moving mask over it. And then, yeah, for the rest, it's not really that interesting. But yeah, you can definitely do some stuff with it. So hope you enjoyed, and I will see you next time.